Hey everyone, Reflexive Moon here. So this is going to be a general read for everyone for the last quarter of the moon in Leo right now. This reading will go to the end basically of the cycle until we hit the new moon. My name is Sarah and thank you for tuning in to Reflexive Moon Tarot. I've been away for a while. Just had some issues where I had a head injury and a terrible concussion. So I'm really grateful for almost fully recovering in a moderate amount of time, but it has taken some time. So I'm really glad to be here reading for folks because it is what I love doing. So let's get started. General read. We'll see what comes out, whether it's leaning towards love, leaning towards career, or just all of the things. Pardon me. Okay, the Ten of Swords. Now, I believe it was the fire signs that started with this card. So we'll go with the Sun in Gemini is basically what this card is, where it sits. The Ten of Swords reversed could be that there is a period of conflict that you may have been able to sort of prolong in dealing with, but now is the time, like you're gonna need to deal with it at some point in order to move out of this cycle. It could also mean that, you were not really ever going through, the cycles from the 1 to the 10, and that you're okay. However, overlooking the situation, there is some perspective that you are not basically gaining. There's a new perspective that you're not being honest with yourself about. And it could be that you don't want to look at yourself or any defects of character, for lack of a better term. Any type of possible unethical behavior. There's just something stuck. Like, my throat is really stuck right now for whatever reason. And I'm just feeling like this sense of stuckness where it's just not like honesty with yourself, and the need to see things in a different way is not coming easily for you. Sorry, that's crossing. Now overlooking the situation. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a lack of balance creatively. I'm just trying to think, what is it that would create a creative block? Sense of direction, maybe not knowing where to go. Or you could be perhaps even wanting to go to too many places. You've been to a lot of places maybe, and it's just interfering with your take on things. I'm not sure. Maybe you feel like you want to be recognized wherever you go, and that's not really realistic. But either way, there's something that has to do with ego and sort of being the master of your domain. And maybe what it is realistic boundaries on what that should look like. People's abilities, capabilities to meet your expectations. Mars and Aries, it's a lot of fire. There's a lot of ego. It's a lot of necessary evil kind of energy as well. that like warrior energy that we all love and appreciate and need in our lives. It's valid. There's a time and a place though. And sometimes even like, I don't know, when I think about that warrior type of energy, like when you're dealing with like a retaliation or um, even consent or like recognition, acknowledgement, right? Like war is not about acknowledgement. Those battles are not about acknowledgement. So if you are all about those battles, if you are all about like taking charge and going to battle, challenging things, sometimes, you know, communication is more important. That's a challenge in and of itself. So then we have subconsciously the devil. So there's some issues with bondage, not like actual bondage, like that type. It could be that type of bondage. It could be that, you know, there's a deviant attitude that you hold very powerfully, that it's associated with, you know, how you express yourself, how you your sense of pleasure, hedonism. Um, the devil is also like just being addicted to uh, being addicted to screens, being addicted to technology, using technology in a way that is unethical, and in the name of ethics even. Like I feel like there's this cycle when it comes to that, for all you awesome hackers out there. It's very questionable. You know, it's valid and also questionable when you think about it. So I don't know, finding balance when it comes to that. Like that's that's pretty dark to have in your subconscious right now. There's a lot that you deal with that causes you these urges that are very that are really like, it's so heavy. It feels, it's really, oh man, it's really heavy that this is what is driving you subconsciously. And it's like one of those slow, like when you think of Earth and Capricorn, even, you know, like that goat, ancient goat god Pan. Uh, it's a timely process to grow out of. And then we have the Eight of Swords, so restriction, moving towards the Knight of Pentacles reverse. So, setting boundaries with the Eight of Swords, but it's also feeling like you're stuck in boundaries. And that makes absolute sense, given the way that the world is these days. Boundaries and bureaucracy, like, never mind having, you know, like not having a choice with being vaccinated and having proper papers to move around the way that you want to. So, or not getting those papers properly because the way that you received your health care was not efficient or effective or supportive of, you know, you moving around through borders. Um, what else? But like there is an element of luck, because usually, like, I mean, so this is in the past, and it's the place where you're coming from. Sorry, it's a boundary that you also may have put in place yourself, where there is a way out, you're just not seeing it, you're choosing not to look at it. And that could be that you're sort of like subconsciously, that this is like, could be where you're stuck. And it's difficult because moving forward, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So either a person in your life, or this could be you, is, you know, a person in your life is going to come to try and help you through this, help you out, or you're going to try to look to them to help you out. And the method is not efficient. The method is not sustainable. The method is, you know, either centered in things that drive you mad, or the opposite. So you have a hard time, like you drive this person mad trying to help you, basically. Okay, well, bit of a Demi Downer, aren't they? Let's see here. Okay, so attitude is lacking in courage. You may just need to really assert yourself with this person coming into your life, or assert yourself for yourself. You know, find that courage for yourself, because it is maddening to watch somebody with tools and skills, like with a method, the ability to do it, but unable to actualize that for themselves. But it looks like people see that you are, like, it wanted to come out reversed, but I just really feel like it's not 100% reversed, this card. So Jupiter in Capricorn, you know, it's sort of like Jupiter doesn't like being in Capricorn, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Jupiter was, maybe I'm wrong. But either way, you know, Capricorn is the sign of working, of hard work, dedication, and also creative, like the ability to sort of actualize goals. I feel like it's more of the fiery sign of the earth signs. So commitments and just coming together with people. It's balance. It's balancing two sides of the scale, basically. I know that's a very airy type of comparison, but it's like reciprocity. So having reciprocity, that sort of temperance energy for yourself, is where the Two of Pentacles comes in. So balancing your skill and your energy to exercise your skill. And environmentally, you know, it looks like you have mitigating and aggravating factors, and that's how people see where you're at right now. And then we have the Two of Swords reversed. So, you know, there's a fear of not being protected. There's a fear of being vulnerable that you are dealing with. And that's valid. Vulnerability is tricky. So be gentle with yourself and be safe as you possibly can. And that's a privilege, right? So it's